Star Wars Celebration happened in London, England this weekend.
Jolly old London town. Sorry, I said it with a white accent.
Jesus.
North
Okay.
American white.
Who did any of us watch the trailer for Ahsoka? Any news? Oh, you didn't.
No.
Steve, are you a Star Wars fan?
DC and Star Wars are about on the same level.
Wow.
Today.
Okay, guys,
Gasp.
I'm gonna have to cut
Right.
it off here. Steve has to go.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
It's a big wow, there's a big black bar coming over your video, Steve. What's going on?
No, go ahead.
But you're
you
like,
guys can nerd out. I just don't have any. I have really no knowledge to.
did you didn't grow up with Star Wars? Like you were the same age as me, yeah?
Yeah, but I don't know. It just didn't catch my fancy.
What was your thing as a kid? Like what did you latch onto as like if it wasn't Star Wars, like Indiana Jones, was it?
It was. Well, I did like Indiana Jones, but it was this.
Oh, here we
Oh,
go.
fuck,
Another
here we
adventure.
go. I did too. I love this. Just go. Oh my god, what the fuck?
It's hard to. Are those games? Oh, it's Super Nintendo. Okay, and
Oh my god.
And Nintendo.
and Nintendo. Okay.
So regular Nintendo and
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
was that Super Star Wars on there?
Yeah, I had Star Wars games.
Oh.
Oh
I
my
god.
god.
I didn't watch them over and over and over and over again.
Oh.
I watched so much. Dude, I watched
I did
Empire so many
like
times.
Return of the Jedi just because the Ewoks were super fun.
And Return of the Jedi. I watched.
So weird. Okay. Okay, so you've never watched a Disney Plus series then of Star Wars?
No, I haven't seen any.
You should
feel
watch
like-
Andor first.
I
Can
feel
you
like
imagine
if-
like your first experience is just Andor?
What's the last movie you saw?
Episode 2?
Attack of the Clones? From like,
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
my
alright, I'm done. I'm
dude.
done.
Wow.
I left a bad taste in
wild.
my mouth.
This is wild.
Sure, it left a bad taste in everyone's mouth, but Star Wars fans just move on to the next thing. The next crappy product of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Honestly though, even if you weren't a Star Wars fan, Andor is pretty good just for a political action thriller series, even without they're like there's no Jedi in it. It's nothing like that. If I was to tell you to check anything out, it would be Andor season 1, just to give it a retry. Anyways, so you'll probably be silent for the next half an hour. Star Wars revealed
1 hour.
so they revealed a bunch of stuff this weekend, including the Ahsoka trailer. Apparently they showed an Acolyte trailer, which we didn't get to see because we're not privileged enough to be at Celebration. And some footage from Skeleton Crew. Okay, so it's not unfair to say that it feels a lot like a lot of Star Wars movies have failed to materialize since The Rise of Skywalker, but Lucasfilm is finally getting the franchise back on the right track. That was evident from a huge studio showcase panel at today's Star Wars Celebration. While we didn't get any title announcements, Star Wars timeline just increased significantly. As you can see below, the Old Republic has been added to that, but James Mangold's movie will take place during the dawn of the Jedi, taking us deep into the past. It will tell the tale of the first Jedi to wield the Force and harness it as a liberating power in an era of chaos and oppression. How far back are we going? Try 25,000 years. The filmmaker compares it to a biblical epic. Dave Filoni, meanwhile, was positively giddy over the chance to finally direct a Star Wars movie, and it's been confirmed that he will orchestrate the escalating war between the Imperial Remnant and the fledgling New Republic. We're not sure if this means The Mandalorian is nearing its end, but we expect the heir to the Empire, Thrawn, to be front and center. How did you, did you read the Star Wars books? How did you know about Mara Jade? Dark Forces game? The Jedi Knight games?
Oh, no, I still do research on
Oh.
what's going to sell.
Disgusting.
Okay.
That's just a filthy capitalist. Learning about you nerd things.
He knows some of the information, yet he chooses not to use it.
He's on to us.
Damn it, we're being exploited. The big news, of course, was Daisy Ridley's return to Star Wars for a movie set 15 years after the events of The Rise of Skywalker. As we mentioned earlier today, Charmin Obaid Chinoy will tell the story of rebuilding of the new Jedi Order and the powers that rise to tear it down. So we did get a lot more timeline. Not now. Okay, so we have Dawn of Jedi, which is James Mangold's movie, which I'm super stoked about because he did Logan. He's doing the new Indiana Jones. He did the Wolverine. He's done some good movies. So I'm interested, as long as he's allowed to do what he wants, I'm super interested to see what he's also doing the Swamp Thing movie for DC. So
Are you including The Wolverine as a good movie?
I think it's pretty good until the end, the R-rated version, anyways. I don't remember the PG-13 movie,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I would agree that it was better than average for sure. It wasn't amazing, but it was definitely like
I suppose good is a relative term compared to X-Men Origins or Wolverine Origins.
Well, no, I mean, compared to that, it's probably a 10-star movie out of 5.
So is a peanut butter sandwich. So,
But I don't know. For me, it was very forgettable.
Did you like Logan?
No.
I don't like Logan either. It's good that we have a contrarian on the show.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I need this. Yeah, I need this in my life.
Can't be all positive all the time.
So in Logan, okay, the guys that take you out are the Reavers. Like the Reavers are like the lamest X-Men villains out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dawn.
To me, it was just it was a bad choice of villain. I didn't like it. No, sir,
but the other villain in Logan was his mirror.
Samurai.
It was X whatever, X-36. The other.
Sorry, I thought you were referring to the second one.
Oh yeah, no.
Silver Samurai.
Yeah, no. That was. I don't know. I didn't like the ending of that, obviously. But Logan, I don't know. I thought was pretty good ending for.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It fell short for me. Didn't dig it.
Okay. Okay, so we get Dawn of the Jedi, the Old Republic, the High Republic, Fall of the Jedi, Reign of the Empire, Age of Rebellion, New Republic, Rise of the First Order, and New Jedi Order. So we get 3 new timelines: Dawn of the Jedi, Old Republic, and New Jedi Order. People are really gonna go nuts if they start doing like Knights of the Old Republic movies tied in with Darth Revan and what those games are based off of. Lots of more stories to flesh out. Also, I'm really interested to see what kind of lore they put into Dawn of the Jedi, and kind of retcon things of what the Force actually may or may not be. I feel like they could play a lot in that, and then see where it goes. But yeah, so 3 new movies. Josh, you had said you are wondering why Daisy Ridley would come back. Money, but also Stephen Knight, who wrote Peaky Blinders, is writing the script. Do you know that show, Steve? Peaky Blinders?
I know of it. I haven't seen it.
It's very good. You should watch it.
But yeah, it's money. Like, I'm sure it's money. Why she's doing it. Probably also a contract that she can't break.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely there's that. I think there's a few things. I think the contract, again, I don't know the contract stipulations, and I haven't heard any rumors. I thought it was for a trilogy, but I may be wrong. Like, there may be a clause in there that if, like, the movie's made a certain amount of money, she has to stay.
Gets re-upped.
I don't know. Combination, I'm going to say a combination of contract and money for sure. Dude, she has a lot of pull in Hollywood, but everyone just says that.
She does?
Everyone says that. But not, you know what I mean? Like, materialize what has happened in the last 2 years. Again, COVID, bad. But at the same time, that's not stopping her and, starring in a movie that, is and or could be very, very good, whether or not it's a blockbuster or not. It could be an indie film. You know what I mean? And I mean, what was the last thing we got? Chaos Walking with Tom Holland, by the way. Ugh.
No, she was in one of those murder mysteries
something recently.
with that wasn't recent, but that was after Rise of Skywalker. It was that Agatha Christie murder mystery movie they've done 2 of now with Kenneth Branagh.
The Bump Off?
That one I don't know of.
That's just a reference to the comic you talked about earlier.
Oh. I mean, Sammy's back.
Okay.
Hello, Sammy.
Sammy.
I mean, you did yourself a favor, Steve, by not watching Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
So maybe she does want redemption of making a good Star Wars movie. Among most Star Wars fans, I think most generally The Force Awakens is the most liked. People are very divided on The Last Jedi by Rian Johnson. And no one likes Rise of Skywalker, I don't think.
No, I think that one's pretty much a toss. I mean, I think The Last Jedi was the.
Do you think Rise of Skywalker is a toss-up for people liking it?
I would say a full toss in the terms of like audience versus critics. I feel like Last Jedi had a lot of good critic score.
Critics loved it,
audience
but
score.
fans hated it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel again, 50-50, but everyone that I know didn't really like it.
Right. Okay, so the TV shows we're getting, Skeleton Crew is one with Jude Law, we found out, who is playing a Jedi. This is centered around 4 kids and very much has the DNA of Steven Spielberg, Amblin Entertainment, 1980s adventure, Goonies, E.T. Attached to it, kids on an adventure with a Jedi. Carrie Condon's in it, Christopher Ford, David Lowery, the Daniels, Jake Schreier, Bryce Dallas Howard, Lee Isaac Chung. This I think is coming out next year. The brief synopsis is Skeleton Crew follows the journey of 4 kids who make a mysterious discovery on their seemingly safe home planet, then get lost in a strange and dangerous galaxy. Finding their way home and meeting unlikely allies and enemies will be a greater adventure than they had ever imagined. They did show a trailer, but we didn't get to see it. Also, they may have already shown one of the villains, which was Vane, who has been in The Mandalorian this season. Yeah, so this is going to be more kid-oriented toward, the good old days of the 80s kids movies. Look forward to that. Also, we also got Star Wars The Acolyte trailer. The Acolyte was among the projects highlighted during Lucasfilm Studios Showcase panel at Star Wars Celebration. And we were on hand to bring you all the biggest... Okay. Lucasfilm President Kathleen
This
Kennedy...
didn't make it, though, right? To the internet?
Huh? The trailer?
Yeah.
It got pulled down pretty quickly by whoever was phoning it.
Okay, so but it doesn't exist right now.
I don't think so. They took some screenshots, but
Okay.
So this is about a Sith. Leslie Headland to the stage, keeping high praise on the writer, director, and executive producer after watching the first hour of episodes. The show, Headland was actually joined by a Jedi Wookiee when she made her entrance. A character we later learned is Kelnaka. Oh, I missed the spec on that then. I thought he was going to be a different name, and I bought that book based on it.
I thought it was going to be a different name, too.
Okay. Played by Chewbacca actor Eunice Sotamo. The Wookiee will be among the Jedi we follow during the series, which, as expected, is going to be set during the High Republic era. That's hundreds of years prior to the Phantom Menace, and with the Jedi at the height of their power at this time, it's the Sith who, according to Headland, are the underdogs and outnumbered by their far more heroic counterparts. The Acolyte is going to follow the rise of the dark side. We're definitely intrigued by the showrunner saying she pitched it to Kennedy as Frozen meets Kill Bill. It's quite the opposites. Frozen
I love
and
it.
Kill Bill. Is it like a musical with samurai swords? I guess.
I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah. So Daphne Keene's in it. Manny Jacinto, Jodie Turner-Smith, Rebecca Henderson, Dean Charles Chapman, Sotamo. I also think isn't Ke Huy Quan in this as well, or is he in Skeleton Crew?
It was either one. I don't know which one he was in. I saw that he got announced, but I didn't see what it was for. I apologize.
You should apologize. Okay.
Okay, good.
Oh, so before we get to the Star Wars comics, let's go to the keys we should look at for Star Wars. So High Republic has a couple of runs. Volume 1 came out in 2021. So you get the first appearance of Keeve Trennis, first appearance of Skier, first appearance of Estala Maru, and Avar Chris. We do know one character is confirmed that's in Star Wars High Republic number 5, which is the first full appearance of Venestra Rowe. She's been confirmed to be in The Acolyte. And this doesn't, to my knowledge, I couldn't find any variants of it, I think. Is there variants of it? Actually, there are two variants. There is one by Bernard Chang and one by Mike Mayhew. They're going for $30 and $45 respectively.
Ooh.
But the A covers seems to be going for $8 right now. Also, there's a debate, as there always is, on what the first full appearance of Vernestra is, because
it's really annoying with that. There's so many like cameos and shadows talking from the shadows. It's really hard for Specker.
Yeah, because this says High Republic #2 has first cameo appearance of Vernestra. #3 has second cameo appearance. #4 has a third cameo appearance, and then #5 is supposed to be the full appearance. So
yeah, if you're looking for a universe where you need to have 4 different books to have the key book, it's definitely Star Wars.
yeah, and even here, this one has Stellan Gios is also a Jedi. He has a couple of books with multiple cameos, and then a first appearance.
Cover. There's so much.
First full appearance of Lorna D. The Leveler. Yeah, so Volume 1, High Republic has a lot to spec on, because we know for sure now there is multiple High Republic projects coming. I also think at some point we'll get the major High Republic villain, which is the Nihil. I feel like they will be at some point involved in multiple projects because they're a pretty big villain in the High Republic. Also the Dengir, which is like this weird alien race.
Sick.
So Volume 1 of High Republic also came along with a more kid-friendly version called the High Republic Avengers, which also has first full appearances of a lot of other characters too. Yeah.
That's the first out of continuity appearance in full where they're actually named but kind of enshadowed.
Yeah. There's also this one is a big book. I'm gonna suggest is Star Wars High Republic Adventures Annual #1. It has first full appearance of Bel Zettifar, a Jedi Padawan, and Ember as Charhound. Loden Greatstorm, which is a pretty key Jedi Master in the novels. Also Porter Engle, who also just got his own limited series called The Blade, which was pretty good. And then also Indira Stokes, a Jedi Knight. So if you can find this one for pretty cheap, I'd say this one's a good bet. It has a bunch of key first appearances from Jedi Knights and not just Padawans and etc. Right? So that one's to look out for. And then they just started Volume 2 of the High Republic, which also has a ton of first appearances. I feel like these guys might take longer to show up, as they probably want to do the first volume appearances first and then add more later. Same with High Republic Adventures. Both came at Volume 2, both has the regular adult version per se and the kids version. High Republic Adventures. Okay, so comic books. They also announced comic books. I usually get every Star Wars comic book except Dr. Aphra. It's not because I hate women.
Why is that?
So
Why would that be?
I will explain why that is. I bought the omnibus of the first Dr. Aphra series by, is it Gillian? Dr.
Kieran Gillen?
Yeah, I think it was her that did the first run.
Is that?
Volume 1.
I think it's a dude.
Yes, it's Kieran Gillen who did the first one.
It's a man.
Read the entire thing. I really like the droids in it. BT.
Is that an Austin Powers reference?
The droids in it?
Yeah.
Oh.
No. Sorry, Josh.
Oh.
Carry on.
Sorry.
Anyways, I really like the droids in it. I don't. This might be weird to say. I don't like Dr. Aphra's ethics. I don't like her as a character. I think she's set up as an anti-hero, but I don't think she has any redeeming qualities per se as a character that I would like. Either like a straight villain, or
You like villains?
if you're gonna be bad,
should
be
be
totally
like
bad at it. Don't switch back and forth. She switched back and forth a lot in single issues of like trying to do the right thing to not doing the right thing and being selfish, and I just found that was a sloppy way to write a character's arc. she might be better in Volume 2 with a different writer, but I personally didn't like Volume 1 Omnibus, so that's the only one I currently don't get of Star Wars stuff. I assume at some point she's going to show up in live action. I think she's too popular a character not to. Especially the droids that she has with her, the 2 killer droids that are murderous, that I actually found quite enjoyable and funny.
So popular. I feel like she first appeared in Darth Vader, and then just out of nowhere, she had a very popular series.
Yeah, she was in Darth Vader 3, I think, from Volume 2, and then got her own series, and yeah, she's got two volumes at least, and I think a second omnibus coming from the new volume. So,
wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she'll be better in live action. They'll write her a bit different, but I just didn't like the way she was written in the first volume. So, yeah. Okay, so Star Wars comics. Star Wars Dark Droids has been announced. Marvel Comics has officially announced Star Wars Dark Droids, the upcoming horror-themed event, story taking place across its line of Star Wars comics set between The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, which the publisher previously teased with this mysterious "First They Come for the Metal" teaser. Marvel made the announcement during its Monday panel at Star Wars Celebration. The event kicks off in August with Dark Droids #1, written by Charles Soule. Soule, a prolific veteran Star Wars author, is leading the Dark Droids event by writing its main limited series, which features art by Luke Ross. The Star Wars Dark Droids story will then be told in the current ongoing comics: Star Wars Darth Vader, Star Wars Dark Alpha, and Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Now I'm going to have to get it to get the Droids event. Why do they do this? Dark Droids, a mysterious new threat called the Scourge, corrupts droids, cyborgs, and everything in between, spreading chaos through the galaxy. Ajax Sigma, who first appeared in last year's Star Wars Revelations, will play a role in the saga though his true intentions remain unknown. So we got some covers here. This is Dark Droids #1. Got a B1 battle droid back there. I don't know what that droid is. Here's Dr. Aphra. That's not her on the cover. Well, I don't know who that is. It's a weird horror thing. Oh, there's Dr. Aphra.
That
Ventress
cover with the weird horror thing is dope.
It's Ventress from Clone Wars. Age of Ventress.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
Lando with a knife.
Oh.
Maybe is that kind of Lobot in the... I don't know. Oh, that's a cool looking droid. Kind of looks like Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
Cylon.
Yeah.
Were you a fan of Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah, the reboot was pretty cool.
Oh, so yeah, it was really good. Did you like the ending of Battlestar Galactica?
I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay. Well,
I kind of stopped watching it, and it's been a long time.
We'll talk. Mandalorian Season 2 covers. Rebo Max.
I like that cover.
This one.
I like
Rebo
that
Max.
cover.
Max Rebo.
Was he not in the backup band for Captain EO?
Was he?
See?
Wait, are you talking about the Michael Jackson thing?
Yeah, I thought so.
I don't know. I was
or a feature
8
similar to
years
that.
old. I don't really remember that commercial. Although I kind of remember. Was there a game or something associated with that?
There's a comic book, but it was a ride at Epcot Studios.
Oh, right.
No
Okay.
way. Wow.
Star Wars: The Rebellion. It's a trap.
I also like that cover.
It's good. Yeah, that one's good, man.
It's a cool shield.
Apparently.
Oh, black, white, and red. Are they doing that crossover?
Wow.
Have you read any of the black, white, and red stuff that's come out? Like Deadpool, Wolverine, Elektra, Moon Knight had a black.
I have anthologies kind of fall flat for me though.
Yeah, some of them are really good, and others are like. There was a Moon Knight.
It's real hit or
art
miss.
was terrible. I couldn't even understand what was going on.
It's real hit or miss,
Wow.
and there's usually no bearing on continuity. So unless the story is really character driven and really cool insight into the character, it's kind of just dreck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The
We're
last
also
one with
getting.
Yoda was all right. Yeah.
We're also getting Star Wars Tales from the Death Star first look coming from Dark Horse? Yes. Dark Horse is publishing Star Wars Tales from the Death Star, while Marvel is telling stories between Empire and Return of the Jedi, which Return of the Jedi is coming back to theaters April 28th on my birthday. Although I don't know if it's the originals or the special edition. They've been pretty clear not to tell people which one it is.
So there's this thing like when you're on the internet where you're not supposed to give away key vital information about yourself. You have just failed, sir.
Yeah, you're done.
Next up, let's talk about your home. What's your home address and your mother's maiden name?
I'm not too worried about my birthday. I think it's on my Facebook. So
last four of your social, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel so bad for Dark Horse.
Why?
Look at Disney. Well, why?
Yeah, why?
All right, so like their main selling titles were like Buffy, Aliens, Predator, Star Wars, and then Disney bought up. Disney bought up Fox, and those are all gone bye. Planet of the Apes.
Bye.
Yeah, and so now they have the Hellboy universe, and maybe some Black Hammer stuff, but
they claim they're the third largest. Dark Horse is the third largest comic publisher.
No way, Image is way bigger than that.
Maybe they haven't changed it in 20 years.
Yeah, I mean maybe back in '88. Yeah, back in '92 we were huge.
Well, I guess I got Scott Snyder writing for them. Masters of the Universe. This website isn't very good. I'd just like to see a list of titles of current titles. And do they do Berserk? Possible. That probably sells pretty well for them, doesn't it?
Who?
Berserk?
Oh yes, yeah, but that's ending. That's concluding.
Oh, is it?
Oh wow.
I thought the last volume's on their way. And although his students, I think, are picking it up.
Oh right. They do statues. I don't know how much their statues do well, but I have a couple of Witcher statues from them.
They do The Witcher. They do Dragon Age. They do video game stuff right now, but I'm just saying it's nowhere near losing those huge franchises.
Yeah.
Sorry, 2 minutes ago, Josh Murr said, "I'm happy Dirge is canon again." I don't know what that's referring to. Anyone?
I think he's talking about Star Wars.
Oh yeah. Matt?
Notorious Gendai bounty hunter who was known for being hard to kill. Yes, he is. Oh, he's the Battlestar Galactica robot.